The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, published in 1950, is a renowned fantasy novel and the second installment in the Chronicles of Narnia series. It stands out as one of the most beloved and accessible entries. The narrative unfolds in the enchanting realm of Narnia, where four siblings, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, find themselves evacuated from London during World War II and sent to live in a rural mansion. It's within this mansion that Lucy stumbles upon the concealed world of Narnia through a wardrobe which serves as the gateway to this magical land. Professor Kirky, who owns the mansion, plays a pivotal role. His open-mindedness and support for the children's stories about Narnia are crucial as he provides them shelter during their evacuation. He is willing to listen to their fantastical tales even when others are skeptical. Professor Kirky's character underscores the theme that extraordinary adventures can begin in ordinary places and the importance of believing in the magical and the impossible. Upon the discovery of Narnia by Lucy, she meets a friendly faun named Mr. Tumnus, who warmly invites her into Narnia and reveals the magical yet perilous nature of this land. Mr. Tumnus introduces Lucy to Narnia's beauty and the oppressive rule of the White Witch, plunging Narnia into an endless winter. This meeting with Mr. Tumnus plays a crucial role in the story, serving as Lucy's gateway to Narnia's enchanting world and the perils it faces. Lucy excitedly shares her discovery with her siblings upon her return, but initial skepticism, especially from Edmund, clouds her revelations. They initially consider her tale a product of imagination or a prank. It's only later in the story, after Edmund himself enters Narnia and encounters the witch hypnotic allure, that the other siblings discover the wardrobe and came to accept the existence of this magical realm. This element of disbelief and eventual acceptance enriches the narrative, showcasing the transformative power of Narnia. In Narnia, the land is gripped by the White Witch control, leading to a perpetual winter. The children discover a prophecy that speaks of two sons of Adam and two daughters of Eve, destined to free Narnia from the White Witch tyranny, thanks to the guidance of the noble lion Aslan. The loyal talking creatures, Mr. and Mrs. Beaver, provided essential insight as the children embarked on their quest to fulfill his prophecy. The tale revolves around the timeless struggle of good versus evil, with the children facing a series of challenges and temptations. Edmund, initially swayed by the White Witch, betrays his siblings but later seeks redemption. The story's climax centers on Aslan's sacrificial act to save Edmund. He is bound and killed on the stone table but is subsequently resurrected, drawing parallels to the Christian narrative of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. In the end, with Aslan's aid and the united strength of Narnia's creatures, the children engage in a battle against the White Witch forces. Aslan emerges victorious, bringing spring back to Narnia. The book explores profound themes of courage, sacrifice, loyalty, and the timeless battle of good versus evil, interwoven with strong Christian allegorical elements, symbolizing Aslan as a representation of Christ's sacrificial redemption. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe stands as a cherished classic adapted into various media, including films and stage productions. Its enduring appeal lies in its timeless themes and the sense of wonder it evokes, captivating readers of all ages.
So, these are the plot of the story of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So, Fibense's siblings discover a magical wardrobe. So, the siblings are consisting Peta, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy stumble upon a magical wardrobe in a large country house. During a game of hide and seek, they enter the wardrobe not expecting anything extraordinary. The second plot is they enter the enchanting land of Narnia. So, to their surprise, the wardrobe serves as a gateway to the enchanting land of Narnia. So, Narnia is a world filled with talking animals, mythical creatures, and magical events. The siblings are amazed by the beauty and wonder of this new world. So, they encounter the White Witch who has plunged Narnia into eternal winter. However, they soon discover that Narnia is under control of an evil witch known as the White Witch. She has cast a spell that keeps Narnia in a permanent state of winter with no hope of Christmas or spring. So Narnia is suffering and its inhabitants longing for the return of the rightful owner. The next is the siblings learn about a prophecy foretelling the arrival of 4 humans who will defeat the White Witch and restore peace. So, ang nag-istorya niya to is katong duha ka mag-asawa nga beaver. So, as the siblings explore Narnia, they come across tales and prophecies, no? That speak of 4 humans will arrive and bring at the end to the White Witch reign. These humans are said to be the rightful kings and queens of Narnia, who will bring back peace and restore balance. Next is, with the help of Aslan, the lion and rightful ruler of Narnia, the siblings embark on a quest to fulfill the prophecy. Edmund, one of the siblings, falls under the White Witch influence and betrays his siblings. So, among the siblings, Edmund to ang natintal sa White Witch. He is tempted by power and promises of being made a prince by the White Witch. So, gipangakuan siya sa White Witch nga himuon siyang prince. So, kay si Edmund, kay selfish man, mga tong siya rin nagkuhan dito sa White Witch, nag-adto. Next is, Aslan sacrifices himself to save Edmund and offers himself in exchange for Edmund's life. Kay mao man ni gusto sa White Witch. Fortunately, the noble and majestic lion Aslan, who is the true ruler of Narnia, sacrifices himself to save Edmund from the consequences of his betrayal. Aslan offers himself in exchange for Edmund's life to uphold justice and show mercy. So mga to, isabutan sa White Witch and Lion, si Aslan. Next is, Aslan is resurrected and leads an army against the White Witch forces. Mga to, katong ijang sacrifice ag ijang self para ma-exchange sa Edmund. So, Aslan's self-sacrifice proves to be a profound moment. He is resurrected, symbolizing hope, redemption, and the power of selflessness. Aslan then gathers an army to fight against the White Witch and her forces. Moral gapon siya katong nahitabo ang Jesus. Nga ijang sacrifice jang kaugalingon sa ato mga asa. The White Witch is defeated and the siblings are crowned as kings and queens of Narnia. In a climatic battle, the White Witch is defeated, no? And the Fivense siblings, guided by Aslan, are crowned as the kings and queens of Narnia. They rule over a unified and peaceful Narnia, fulfilling the prophecy and bringing prosperity to the land. So next is the role over a peaceful Narnia until they eventually return to the real world. Totong upat ka. No. Eventually, the Pevensey siblings must return to the real world. They bid farewell to Narnia but cherish their time there as they grow up and carry the lessons and experiences of Narnia with them throughout their lives. So, katong pagkadto nila sa Narnia, ning dako naman to sila, pero pag abot nila sa real world is nibalik ra gyapon sila pagka kung unsa ilang itsura pag sa Narnia, mara gyapon to ilang pagbalik sa real world. So, the characters are the Pevensey siblings, which is the Peter, the older, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy ang pinakabunso. The Lion, which is si Aslan, and the powerful, wise, and which is siya ang pinaka-powerful, wise, and compassionate figure sa Narnia. So is White Witch or Hades, a cold and evil sorceress ruling over Narnia. So mga tong evil witch. The third is the setting. The real world during World War II in England. Narnia, a magical land filled with talking animals and mythical creatures.
Conflict. The struggle between the forces of good, Aslan, and the siblings, and the forces of evil, White Witch. Eternal conflict within Edmund, torn between loyalty to his siblings and the temptation of the White Witch. The White Witch has plunged the land of Narnia into eternal winter, and she rules over the creatures of the land with an iron fist. The main characters, 4 siblings named Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, must ally with Aslan, the rightful ruler of Narnia, and the true king to defeat the witch and break her hold over the land. Another conflict in the story is the eternal conflict within Edmund. He is initially tempted by the witch, and he betrays his siblings to her. However, he later regrets his actions and must come to terms with his betrayal and find a way to make amends. Resolution. Aslan's sacrifice and resurrection leading to the defeat of the White Witch. The siblings' successful fulfillment of the prophecy and their rule over a liberated of Narnia. When Aslan sacrifices himself to the White Witch in place of Edmund and is subsequently resurrected, Aslan then rallies his army and engage in a battle against the witch and her army. In the end, Aslan's side emerges victorious and the White Witch is killed. Themes of the movie: good versus evil, loyalty and betrayal, sacrifice and redemption, courage and bravery, the power of forgiveness and second chances. Symbols and allegory. Aslans represent a Christ-like figure, symbolizing sacrifice, redemption, and divine authority. The deep magic and deeper magic symbolize the concept of law and mercy. Aslan represents Jesus Christ in the story. The White Witch represents evil and sin in the story. The wardrobe represents pathway and the new world. Turkish delight is a symbol of temptation. The Battle of Verona represents the ultimate conflict between good and evil. The stone table represents justice and judgment. And the 4 thrones represents the rulership of Narnia. Writing style. The third-person omniscient narration providing insights into the thoughts and feelings of various characters. The writing style of The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe is primarily narrative with a descriptive, whimsical tone. The book is written in the third-person point of view and has a largely omniscient narrator who frequently interrupts the story to provide commentary or explanations. The text includes a lot of imagery and metaphorical language.
Moral lessons. The importance of standing up against tyranny and fighting for justice. So about standing up against tyranny and fighting for justice through the characters and their experiences in the magical land of Narnia. Readers learn the significance of courage, sacrifice, and the power of good triumphing over evil. The story teaches us to be brave in the face of oppression and to fight for what is right, even when the odds seem insurmountable. The transformative power of selfishness, forgiveness, and redemption. The value of loyalty, bravery, and making choices guided by moral principles. So, the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. The transformative power of selfishness, forgiveness, and redemption are beautifully illustrated. Characters like Edmond experience redemption through forgiveness, showcasing the importance of second chances and personal growth. Additionally, the value of loyalty, bravery, and making choices guided by moral principles is evident throughout the story, emphasizing the significance of staying true to one's beliefs and standing up for what is right even in the face of adversity. Cultural and historical context. The story takes place during World War II, which influenced the background and context of the children's lives. So, the historical context of World War II significantly influenced the backdrop of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The story is set in a time when children were being evacuated from cities to escape the bombings and turmoil of the war. This context adds deep to the characters' experiences, as they are not only dealing with the fantastical world of Narnia but also coping with the challenges and uncertainties of wartime England. The wartime settings highlight their resilience and courage, making their adventures in Narnia even more poignant against the backdrop of real-world struggles. Writing action. Discovery of the magical wardrobe, entry into learning about the White Witch and the prophecy. In the rising action of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the story unfolds as the children discover the magical wardrobe, leading to their entry into the enchanting land of Narnia. As they explore this mystical world, they learn about the powerful and malevolent White Witch and the prophecy that foretells the arrival of the four Pevensie siblings, who are destined to play pivotal role in Narnia's fate. This discovery and understanding of their purpose set to the stage for the escalating tension and adventures that follow, marking a crucial phase in the story's development. Climax. Aslan's sacrifice and resurrection leading to the defeat of the White Witch. The climax of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe occurs with Aslan's sacrificial act and subsequent resurrection. Aslan, the magic stick, lion, and a symbol of godness and nobility, willingly sacrifice himself to save Edmund from the clutches of the White Witch. His selfless act and ultimate resurrection mark the peak of tension and emotion in the story. This moment not only showcases themes of sacrifices, redemption, and bravery, but also leads to the defeat of the White Witch, bringing a turning point in a battle between good and evil in Narnia. Falling action. The Pevensie siblings' restoration of peace and rule over Narnia. Their eventual return to the real world. So, in the falling action of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Pevensie siblings, having played a significant role in defeating the White Witch, work towards restoring peace in Narnia. They fulfill their destiny by ruling over the land and ensuring harmony and justice prevail. As they fulfill their roles as the rightful leaders, the story transitions to their eventual return to the real world. The following action illustrates the resolution of the main conflict and the characters' journey towards fulfilling their purpose, leading to a sense of closure in the narrative.